That's so true. How do you feel about Black people entertaining in marijuana industry as retailers, growers, and manufacturers?
As a psychologist, I am not in support of any form or method of escapism that allows Black people to experience a degree of pleasure that is superficial, artificial, and does not come as a result of them actively working and organizing and changing their reality. In other words, the worst thing you can give to an oppressed people is a means of psychological escapism. Because if they are allowed to escape from their problems, they will never solve them. Church is a form of escapism. Crack is a form of escapism. Cigarettes is a form of escapism. Alcohol is a form of escapism. Materialistic consumption, conspicuous consumption, shopping is a form of escapism. Eating can be a form of escapism. Partying is a form of escapism. Marijuana is a form of escapism. So I do not support it in any way, shape, or form, except for its medicinal uses and its spiritual uses. But I'm not a supporter of recreational marijuana because it's going to do nothing but give Black people another option to run away from their responsibilities. We don't need Black people getting high. We need Black people getting busy solving their problems.
Mm-hmm. Should Americans take collective assistance on immigration bans of Blacks from other countries or no?
Repeat that question, please.
Should Blacks take collective assistance on immigration bans of Blacks from other countries?
Black people have lost their mind on this Donald Trump immigration bill situation, this executive order that he signed. Okay, I'm not coming to the defense of any immigrants unless they are African. Why? Because the Department of Immigration has always kept to a bare minimum the percentage of Africans from Africa and the Caribbean and Central and South America who can immigrate to the United States. This issue has always been an issue for us. Nobody spoke up for us. The Arabs didn't speak up for us when America limited the importation of African immigrants. But for the past 50 years, it has been almost impossible for Africans from certain African states, especially those that are least developed, to even get a visa to just visit. I have friends from Africa who have tried to come visit me in America. They can't. They won't even give them a visa. In many African countries, the only way you can visit America is if you win the lottery. They actually have lottery where you have to win a visa to visit America. And then a lot of them, when they come, they're held up at customs and they're put in detainment camps, concentration camps, where they are immediately deported back to Africa. Okay, there's concentration camps all around this country. People don't even know about them, where they keep African immigrants. They just sit them there until they're able to ship them back home. So Black African immigrants from around the world have always suffered Jim Crow racism at the hands of the United States Department of Immigration and Naturalization. So all of a sudden, we're supposed to come to the defense of Arabs. We're supposed to come to the defense of Mexicans. We're supposed to come to the defense of Chinese and other persons when they have never come to the defense of us? Absolutely not. Because those Arabs and those Mexicans and those Chinese and those Asians, they're only coming to America to take your place. They're coming to America to move you out. They're coming to America to take your houses and your jobs and your children's scholarships. They're not coming here to share. They're coming here to replace you. The Mexicans are the main population that the United States government is using to eliminate Black folks from being necessary in the American economic reality. Look at the Arabs. They're all up in Dearborn, Michigan. They're all out in Detroit. They own the gas stations and the corner shops, and they selling the dope and everything else. They don't come to help Blacks. They come to hurt Blacks. By him keeping those immigrants out, that might give you a better opportunity to find a job. So what is Black people doing running around pushing for immigrants to come into America and practice more racism against you? We have to understand something. When immigrants come to America, they come to America with the foreknowledge of knowing that they are expected. They are expected to support and reinforce white racism against Blacks. They are expected to support and reinforce white racism against Blacks. You can't name a single population of immigrants that have ever come to America to help Blacks. They have always come to America to hurt Blacks. When the Irish came, they came here lynching and killing Blacks. When the Italians came, they came here lynching and killing Blacks. The Jews came and they participated in the enslavement of Blacks. They were the largest insurers and constructors of slave ships. Immigrants have never been our friends So why are we defending their coming to America?
That's so true. Okay, so what about the separation but equal in our community? Do you think that could be successful or no?
Repeat that again, please.
Separation but equal in our community. Do you think that could be
separate
successful?
But equal?
Yeah.
Black folks are already separate, so we don't have to focus on separation. We're already separate. Very few black folks deal with white folks off the job. Very few black folks deal with white folks off the job, and if they do, it's only because they force their way into a white suburb, or white folks have them trundling along, because white folks always like to have a symbolic white puppy, a symbolic black puppy along with them. So a lot of black folks volunteer to be white people's puppies in their social groups. Like when you go out to the mall and you go out to the supermarket and you see like 10 white and they got one black. Well, that's the puppy. That's the pet. They always keep a mascot with them to give the illusion of inclusion, to make it look like they're not racist against black folks. The white folks have all kinds of strategies that they use to basically deflect accusations that they are racist. And one of the most effective strategies of white folks is to either have a black friend as a puppy, or to adopt a black child as a puppy, or to become a foster parent of a black child as a puppy. We're already separate. What we need to do is build up infrastructure in the black community. Isn't it amazing? Wherever you go in this country, there's a little Italy, there's a little China, there's a little Israel, there's a little anything. Where's the little Africa? There's not a little Africa in a single country in the United States of America. That's insane with the type of money we spend with Arabs. That's insane with the type of money we spend with Jews and East Indians. You mean to tell me they can take black money and build independent communities, but black people can't take their own black money and build independent black communities? Nowhere in America, not a single community, can you show me where black people have their own hospital, their own bank, their own school, their own supermarket, their own hospital, their own bank, their own school, their own supermarket. And that is what we need. We need to build independent black infrastructure. We cannot get our food from other people because they will kill us. We cannot send our elders and our mothers to go and have babies in white people's hospitals because they will kill them. And by the way, black women have the highest fratricide rate in the United States. In fact, the black female infanticide, stillborn rate, black women have the highest in America and one of the highest in the developed world. And in fact, the infanticide rate for black women is almost as high as it is in many so-called second or third world nations in Africa. And the only reason why they refer to them as second and third world nations is because America keeps them from becoming first world nations. What they like to call them now is developing. They call them developing. How can African countries be developing when Africa was developed before Europe ever even thought about developing? So how does the greatest civilization on earth, 5,000 years ago, now here we are 5,000 years later, and now they are developing. They're not developing anything. They are being depressed and oppressed. We need to stop saying second world and third world nations. They need to stop lying and calling them developing nations. They're not developing nations. They are oppressed nations. America and Britain and France, they keep their foot on the neck of African countries, and they prevent them from developing. The same problems we suffer in America as it regards to racism is the same problems that our brothers and sisters in America suffer, that our brothers and sisters in Africa suffer as it regards to racism. We need infrastructure. Black people are too dependent on white folks for everything. We need them for schools. We need them for hospitals. We need them for food. We need them for entertainment. Where are the black movie houses? Where are the black playhouses? Why are we so comfortable being dependent on white folks? I tell you why. Because slavery set it up that way. Slavery conditioned black folks to always feel they need white folks in order to be successful. In fact, black folks are so in love with white folks that if you try to get black people to separate from white folks, they will kill you.
Okay. Do you feel that all white people are racist?
Yes, every last one. Every last one. Every Russian, every Italian, every Irishman, every Greek, every white person on earth, every Anglo-Saxon is a racist. White culture is racist. You cannot have white culture without racism, because the only way white culture became what it was is by practicing racism. The mindset of white folks is to control, patrol, dominate, subjugate, and exterminate people of color, especially black folks. They have went nowhere on this planet and have been able to treat people as equals. They are spiritually deficient, and they are not able to treat black folks as human beings. All white folks are racist. Racism has nothing to do with attitude. Racism has nothing to do with emotion. Racism has nothing to do with hatred. Racism has nothing to do with animosity. Racism is about two things that black people seem not to be able to understand. Racism is about power and privilege. Nothing more, nothing less. It is a business that does not require emotion, and it is the business of keeping white folks in control